So today I'm working on a mini album that is not ready to be shared just yet. This mini album is actually for the month of June that is featuring some of the new releases from Spellbinders, and I will be showing you this mini album along with other paper crafting projects in the weeks to come. And so what I want to focus on today is a closure mechanism, okay? And so the first closure that I made has an oopsie on it. It has a couple of oopsie on it, but I'm learning from my mistakes, and I hope to share this information with you. So to make the closure, I went through my stash and I was focusing on finding a shape that will closely resemble a pretty closure and something that is very functional and very easy to use. So and because I want to use chipboard, okay, I went through my steel rule dies, and in my steel rule dies I found the Spellbinders Contour Flower Child. And what caught my eye is this piece right here. Okay, and that is this piece right here. As you can see, I've been using it. And so what I'm doing is, to make my closures is, and here's another thing, scraps. Use your scraps. This is a scrap of chipboard that I'm just going to trim to fit this area right along here. And the thing is, look through your steel rule dies and see what you can find. And the reason why I say steel rule dies instead of just regular dies is because you want your closing mechanism to be a little bit on the thick side, a little bit on the heavy side, so that it will be able to hold this piece right here, the top piece. And so, or the piece that you want to close, so the flap, the page, whatever. And so that's why we're using a steel rule die with chipboard. But look through your stash to see what kind of shapes you can find. And this petal shape is absolutely perfect, okay? And if you, in case you're wondering about this one, I know that this is a discontinued item, and I will do my best to find you a link for this item, and I will put it in the area underneath this video. So let's go ahead and trim this piece. Okay, so I went ahead and trimmed a couple of pieces that I'll be using, and here is a tip. When trimming your piece on your steel rule die, let's say I use this paper to put on top of it, okay, what you're gonna want to do is the side that you want showing, you're gonna have to turn that upside down like so, so that way the finish will go, the edge will point down, because if you just trim it like so, the edge on the other side kind of points up. Don't know if you can tell, but anyways, that's just a little tip for you right there. And so I'm gonna glue these two pieces onto the chipboard. And what I'm liking about this closing mechanism is that it's just the right size, number one. Number two, it's a subtle shape. It's a pretty yet subtle shape. And number three, you can do this using your scraps. You can make as many as you want. And my idea after this mini album is to make more of these closures, and instead of using pattern paper, because I never know what other paper I'm going to be working with next, I'm just going to use regular cardstock in different colors to go with different mini albums. So here we go, and like so. Okay, so now the next thing that we want to do, let me go ahead and close my glue. And before we move further, let me point to you where I made an error. Okay, number one, it's off-centered, of course, you can tell. And number two, I'm thinking that, see how this doesn't necessarily stay put, okay? Once I add pictures and things up here and this bulks up a little bit, then of course it's going to stay put. But I really rather it stay put from the beginning. So I'm thinking that my error was to punch the hole too close to the edge. I'm thinking that if I would have punched my hole closer to the middle, this closing mechanism would stay put a lot better than what it's doing right now. So that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to center this, and then we are going to put it more towards the middle. And so for that part, we're going to need our crocodile. And if you don't have a crocodile, I highly recommend that you get one, because you will find that this device pays for itself. You'll be using it time and time and time again. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to ensure that, and where's the, nope, it's not at the center, so let me go further down. I'm gonna go about that much. That's in centimeters, this is inches. Okay, I'm gonna go about 1/2 inch. And of course, this will be depending on your device. I mean, not your device. Well, yeah, your closing mechanism. So I'm thinking right there might do. I still didn't get it at the center. And over here, we're going to do it the same way, and try to get it at the center, but oh well. Okay, so this is closer to the middle than the edge, and I'm hoping that this works a lot better. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an eyelet to each one of these to make them, to pretty them up. So here's my stash, and I believe I'm going with these copper colors. Pretty copper, okay. With the help of my crocodile, I'm going to insert these in here and close them up. Just like that. And the other one, just like that. Okay, so now that I have these two closing mechanisms built, I'm gonna go to my page where I want to use them. I'm going to ensure that this part is straight, and then I'm going to use my ruler because I'm trying to ensure that this doesn't come out wonky. And this is going to go like so, and this one is going to go like so. Okay, so we're going to put one straight and one straight right there. And now I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to mark the spot, which is right there where I'm going to make that hole. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. That's where the hole is going to go. Okay? So I'm going to take a puncturing tool, in this case my Spellbinders Tool-in-One. And oh, by the way, see how I have the papers added on here? Because I have yet to add my closing mechanism, I'm not adding anything here as of yet. That's not till the very end. And so I'm going to take my Tool-in-One and I'm going to puncture a hole. It doesn't have to be very big. And I'm going to do the same thing here on this side. Just like so. Alrighty, and I do have a few of these, what do you call these? From my Graphic 45 metals, and I will be using these here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I want to put it through here. Hang on just a moment. Okay. And on the other side, since I chopped off my nails, I have to rely on my tool-in one. And I'm going to close it like so. Yep, I was right. By putting it more, by putting your hole, punching your hole more towards the middle, it helps keep this piece in place. See how it doesn't fall off like the other one? So live and learn, right? Okay, so we have one there, and then I'm gonna take just a plain piece of Scotch tape, and I'm just gonna tape over that. Okay, just like that. There we go. And we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna put our device right there, and it's gonna go there. And I just want to ensure that goes on right. And I'm going to take this and just press on it. Make sure that we have this right. Okay. I'm going to press on it. Add our piece of tape. Make sure that it sticks well. And then on top of this, I'm just going to trim my paper. Let's say this is the paper that I use. I don't know yet which one I'm going to use, but we trim our paper and that's it. It hides this little part right here, and by adding the tape, you get to ensure that this stays in place. And so we have our closing mechanism. Can do it like so, do it like so, and see, it doesn't fall off like my other one. And we are done. See how easy that was? I hope that this quick and easy tutorial has been helpful to you. Remember, learn from my mistakes. You got to go more towards the middle and just try to center it. So look around you and see what tools you have, what steel rule dies you have that you can use in creating your very own chipboard closures. That way it saves you time if you make a bunch of them with several different color cardstock, so that later on you can use them. It saves you time, it saves you money, and it looks really cute. So thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you once again in my next video. Bye!